I'd like to pass the mic this morning to a very special guest, our keynote speaker. Ms. Kimberly Raff is the founder and executive director of the Foster Alumni Mentors, a nonprofit organization right here in beautiful Mesa County. The foundation and Ms. Kimberly are dedicated to increasing positive outcomes for those who have experienced the foster care system. Please join me in giving her a warm welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. It's an honor to be here to get to celebrate you and all you've accomplished. I'm nervous. We'll just call it that, right? I'm looking out in the audience. I see Samantha sitting here, and she's an amazing human, and you guys are definitely blessed to have her. Today, you get to celebrate graduating and entering the workforce in automotive, cosmetology, dental assistance, healthcare, massage therapy, computers, refrigeration, and an HVAC. That's awesome. We need all of you in our community. It's really weird talking up here because it's echoey, so I apologize. You have thought of this day would never come. The endless assignments due, the time crunch, the tears and frustrations, and you stuck with it. You never gave up, never losing hope. Your professors believed in you and supported you through it all. I hope I am able to leave you with some words of wisdom, little gold nuggets to keep you going even when it seems impossible. Today, you're going to embark on a new journey. Your life will look different for a few weeks. No deadlines for homework, no teachers to check in with and ask questions, no tests. Because all of your amazing teachers provided the knowledge to help you be successful as you enter the world. Things will be fantastic, right? As long as you are prepared to embrace the ick. What does that even mean? We always want to have things go right, things to go perfect, get the right job, have all the things work out perfectly. Along the way, we come up against obstacles that get in the way of everything working out how we imagined. Today, I want to share 3 lessons I learned as I navigated life after graduating, how to get through the ick and keep going. What does that even mean? So, lesson 1, embrace mistakes. I know, nobody wants to make mistakes. I'm a perfectionist and I hate messing up, but I consistently do. I used to not be okay with this. For whatever reason, I felt like a failure. When I didn't do something right, I didn't do something right the first time. But what I learned is everything is built upon blocks. Think about it. When you first started learning math, you had to learn numbers and how to count. Then you started learning how to add them together, then subtract, and so on. You had to start somewhere. When I saw the need to support young adults who aged out of the foster care system in Mesa County, I took my idea to a friend who then told me it was a great idea and then asked, "What do you want us to do about it?" I said, "Here's the idea. You can start the program." And he looked at me and said, "No, it has to be in your voice." Excuse me? What does that even mean? I had no intention of starting a nonprofit. I had no idea where to start and how to make it happen. My degree is in psychology, not business. I started looking into it, and one thing led to another, and here we are, 6 years later, a successful nonprofit, impacting lives in our community. What you don't see are the many mistakes I've made along the way, the tears, the frustrations, the desire to give up. You will feel that too, but you will feel it and you'll work through it. You embrace it and you get up the next morning and get right back to it. You will make mistakes. Those mistakes are learning opportunities. So look for those learning opportunities at all times and embrace them. My dear friend's grandmother would tell him, if your mistakes aren't fatal, then they're not final. Lesson number 2, create a safe space to make those mistakes. I like to call it confidently failing. What does that even mean? Recently, I took the opportunity to get scuba certified. Scariest thing ever. It makes no sense. You can't go underwater and breathe. I was anxious and even thought about backing out of doing it because it was something completely out of my comfort zone. In my mind, the scuba instructor was just going to throw me into the deep end with a tank of air and I would sink. Sink or swim, right? Not the case. It was created on building blocks. We didn't get into the water right away. We sat on the side of the pool, completely dry, learning about all of our equipment, how to set it up, and how it works. Then we got into the pool without our equipment to make sure we could at least swim. After this, we got to put the equipment on and start learning simple things in the shallow end of the pool. If we got uncomfortable or made a mistake, all we had to do was stand up. During my second lesson, I had a full-on panic moment and thought I was surely going to die. Sure, I was only in the deep end of the pool, maybe 12 feet, but it didn't matter. I was going to drown. There we were, learning how to share our secondary regulators with our dive buddy if our oxygen tank runs out while we're diving. I got this, I thought to myself. As I watched the demonstration, everything was in slow motion, so I repeated that in slow motion. I signaled to my dive partner I was out of air, pulled my regulator out of my mouth, ensured I continued to breathe out. As taught, you don't hold your breath underwater. Reached out for my dive partner's regulator, still slowly brought it to my mouth, and then I panicked, full-on panic mode. Fear. I realized I didn't put my own regulator back in my mouth, and I was running out of air in my lungs. My first instinct was to bolt to the surface. Not a good idea. Looking around wide-eyed, I remembered I have a regulator. I walked myself through it in my head, find the regulator, put it in my mouth, purge the regulator, and then take a deep breath. Done. I didn't drown, and neither will you. Find someone who is where you want to be in life and ask them if they would mentor you. A mentor will create a safe space for you to learn through mistakes. They will also encourage you to go outside your comfort zone, hold you accountable, and help you to build on those building blocks of those learning opportunities. This will help you to embrace the ick and grow. And lesson number 3, stop comparing. As strange as that seems, even through difficulties and challenges, you are where you need to be. No more comparing yourself to others, gauging where they are in life versus where you are in life. I used to do that a lot. You see, when I aged out of foster care, I was 17. I was homeless for a period of time, Went to college, I failed twice. I went into the military and was medically discharged after only 4 months. Married and divorced. I kept comparing myself to my peers and where they were in life. Many graduated, had cars, homes, families. They all seemed to know exactly where they were heading in life. And then there was me, a single mom, working, going to school at the age of 30. What was I doing wrong? Why was I behind everyone else? I was sharing my feelings with a friend, and he said something that made me pause. He asked me, why does it have to be that you're behind everyone else? Why can't it be that you're right where you need to be? From that day forward, I kept telling myself this, and have noticed I'm more open to pursuing opportunities that guide me on my path. I see the lives impacted and remind myself I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Otherwise, I wouldn't get to do what I'm doing and impact the lives that we get to impact. Never underestimate your own impact. I want to share a story with you of Ryan. You see, Ryan was in foster care and had a rare disease. He knew his life was going to be short. He wanted to experience everything he could in the amount of time he had, even if it meant taking risks and pushing back on the no's. He was curious, asked questions, had a bucket list a mile long, wanted to experience all the things, and had a steadfast desire to learn, much like all of you. His life was cut short at the age of 17. His mom came up with the saying, live like Ryan. What that means to me is to believe in yourself so much that you are willing to brave the battles that you face. Endure the no's until you get to the yeses. Always think outside the box and get creative. Nothing is impossible. Embrace the ick. Surround yourself with people who love and support you. And never stop living the life you dream of. Ryan impacted the world. Live like Ryan. I want to leave you with a poem by Robert Frost. This poem means a lot to me because it reminded me that as I look at others and where they are in life, the path that I have taken has made all the difference, as it will for you. The road not taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trod in black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you, and congratulations, you did it.